Trog got us covered with the Zop Slop.
Recently, more Jewish voices have been speaking up on social media since the war began and following the global rise in anti-Semitism. Known online as Jewish Jess, Jess has become one of the most recognizable British Jewish influencers on social media. Recently, I sat down with her and began by asking her what drives this passion.
I think it's more a case of what started it for me, and then then my passion grew over time. Is I noticed
your first Botox injection?
How crazy.
Is that what started it off for you? Because you've clearly gone off the deep end.
The world of anti-Semitism had become post-October the 7th. I started seeing trends on social media, people supporting what had happened, and I thought that I couldn't stay silent. And at the beginning, it was really spurred on by sort of the hatred of the other side that motivated me to be so outspoken. And over time, my passion and my love for Israel and for Judaism and for how people grew. And now I'm at the point of like the most Jewish I've ever been.
What? Jewishness is a scale, you guys. Her Jewishness is peaking. She's more Jewish than she's ever been in her entire life. It's like how, particles can behave like waves, and waves can behave like particles. That's how Judaism works too. It's a moving target. There's a scale. She was like, before October 7th, she was like only 30% Jewish. Now she's like, post October 7th, 109%. She's 109% Jewish now. She might be 271% Jewish, on her way to becoming 6 million % Jewish.
The most in touch with my Israeli side as I've ever been, and it keeps me going every day knowing that in many ways I'm sort of helping our community.
Yeah, the community. Yeah, Jude, I think that is what that means. That's their logic on display for you.
How would you say the war has shaped or influenced your advocacy from like before until now?
Massively. But prior to the
massive, man. I'm like from Israel, bruh. That's why I've got this really like mad Israeli accent. It's like I got a massive Israeli accent.
War itself, prior to October the 7th, I was not an advocate in the slightest. I'd never even posted content. From October the 7th onwards, I committed to doing this because I knew a lot about the subject and I wanted to sort of educate people who maybe didn't know. And I think over time, my mindset has shifted slightly. At the beginning, I was a lot more compassionate and a lot more empathetic. But I think over time, seeing how the world has sort of shunned us as a people,
Oh my God. Oh, it never ends. The victimhood. They have a monopoly on victimhood, baby. Do not try to touch their victimhood. They are the chosen victims. World's smartest Zionists. Try not to make it about yourself. Challenge impossible. They love to center themselves in their Jewish victimhood, don't they? I can't believe she just said that. The whole world has shunned her and her Jewish feelings.
Insulated me into being a lot more focused on looking after ourselves before we look after anyone else. And yes, I think the span of this war has massively changed public perception of us as a people, which has in turn changed my opinions on how we have to behave as a people as well.
Right. And I think it's incredible work that you're doing. And I'm sure you get like a lot of comments, some positive, some not so great, obviously. I wanted to ask you, how do you deal more with the negative comments or the hate comments?
It's
experienced that.
I would say it's 95.
Her face lights up. Oh yeah. Oh, the hate comments.
5% hate.
Couldn't possibly be anything that you're doing, right, Shoshana? Right. Look at her. She's like 98.7. It's 109% hate that I get for sure. See? Oh yeah. You want to talk about the hate that I get for backing Zionism in 2025? Oh, I would say it's mostly hate, yes.
I would say it's 95% hate.
Well, those are rookie numbers. We got to pump those numbers up.
Is 5% support, which, in all honesty, at the beginning I took it really personally, but I realized...
Well, you're Jewish, right? You're a Zionist Jew. It's sort of what we expected, that you would go into your feelings and take, a genocide against children that you're committing in the name of Judaism, personal, against your own Jewish feelings.
I say over time that there is no need to take this personally. A lot of the people that sit and type on their keyboards are nothing more than your atypical keyboard warrior. And they might say these things to me online, but they would never say it to my face.
Please.
And I can't take it personally. I think that the world is so jaded and has become so susceptible to propaganda that I'm not surprised that people have these assumptions about us. And quite frankly, I don't care anymore what they think about me, what they think about us. Rather, it sort of flipped it on its head where...
Well, I think your hairline makes your head look like a butt cheek.
Any hate comment I get is sort of my motivation and my driving force to keep going. And I'm like...
Oh, no.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Let me get my pumpkin spice latte and I'm ready to go.
Wow, that's amazing. And I see
that's amazing.
in your videos, and it's amazing that it drives you. And I just wanted to ask, you mentioned before, like, a big part of what motivates you is
A big part of what motivates you is the promise that you'll get 7,000 shekels for every video that you show.
Anti-Semitism and, given the rise in anti-Semitism globally, especially in the UK, would you say you feel safe living in England now?
So I felt...
Well, of course she doesn't feel safe. She's a Jew.
Safe. I was feeling safe up until probably the last sort of 6 months. I think that it degraded here very quickly. It got really bad really quickly for Jewish people.
Yeah, you know where it got really bad really quickly for a lot of people, whether they were Jewish, whether they were Christian, whether they were Muslim? That would be the place that's being internationally condemned for a genocide. How do they not hear themselves? This is what's so unconscionable. They center themselves as a victim. It's in direct contrast to the people that they're victimizing. How are we expected to take these people seriously? How are we supposed to just take out our eyeballs, scrub our brains, and so that we can adopt the Zionist worldview as being truth?
A lot of people in my community have taken their mezuzahs off their front doors and won't wear their necklaces and are trying to be very privately Jewish, but in public would never dare to admit that they're Jewish. I am not the type of person who would ever hide my identity.
Yeah, there's no going back. You never go full Israel. There's no coming back from it. That's the lesson. You can't unsee it. These people are just broadcasting their own insular, myopic arrogance and conceit.
Like in the last 2 years, if I truly reclaimed completely being the most proud Jew ever, and I'm not about to let anyone take that from me now. So me personally, yes, I'm worried, and yes, I fear for my personal safety.
Gosh, I'm going to lose so much sleep wondering if Jewish Jess is sleeping soundly tonight and she's feeling safe. You know, there's a scale to being Jewish, apparently. What scale of safe, unsafe do you think she felt? Was she ever to the point where the Palestinians were or are, where they're wondering, gee, is my house going to get bombed tonight at 5 a.m. and K-word my entire family? Am I going to wake up in rubble? Am I going to be buried alive tonight? Gee, I really hope I wake up with all my limbs. Was she ever that unsafe?
But I won't let it take away from the fact that I'm the most
proud. Yeah, she was so unsafe, she almost canceled her Botox appointment.
Jew in the United Kingdom, and let them try it. But the UK is not safe. I'm in the process of making Aliyah, and I'm hoping that my family will come shortly afterwards, because with the current government that we've got in place and the very little support that we get as a people, I don't think it's the best place to be Jewish right now.
How is that process going? What drives you to make Aliyah?
So I've been in the process of Aliyah for about 3 months. The main thing that sort of flipped it on its head for me, I personally had never considered Aliyah. I've grown up, I was born here in the UK. I've had an amazing life. But I came to Israel 3 months ago on a trip, on a holiday, as I do so often. And when I was there, I felt a new sense of calm and a new sense of safety that I feel like I'd been lacking in England over the sort of 6 months that I had been in England and I hadn't been abroad. And I sort of arrived there.
She's so lying right now.
Cliche, but I just felt like a sense of relief and I felt like I was at home, and I spent the full 2 weeks of that trip just the most happy I'd been in a long time.
Oh, why did you leave then? Why not just stay in Israel? You weren't feeling safe in England. You've never felt so calm, so happy. So stay there.
Despite the fact that we were in the midst of the worst war, we were...
no, there you go.
Right.
Iran was about to attack. They started their attack.
Yeah, but you felt so safe, right? You were so calm, but Iran was about to I remember when that was going on. I saw a lot of your peers, a lot of your chosen peers fleeing from the beach, running down the street. Where is the shelter? How come every time we pause on this Zio's face, it's never a good look for her?
The day I left, had the Houthis wait.
Remember when I was just remembering like when these Israelis, they had to go to the bomb shelter and they were like posting videos of just about, oh, God, I gotta go to the 3 hours in the shelter, guys. This is our reality. And then some other ones were like, oh, this is old hat. This is nothing. We do this all the time. I'm like, you do this all the time? You're the chosen people living in the promised land and you have to flee to bomb shelters periodically? And this is a good look for you? You're bragging? One commenter on Twitter around this time, I remember him saying something like, because I was talking about it, and he was saying, oh, well, like, every city has bomb shelters. Everybody knows where their bomb shelters are in the city that they live in. I'm like, I don't have no bomb shelters in my city. You think it's just normal? It's just customary to be fleeing as an American citizen to another bunker because the air raid sirens are going off again? That's just a normal part of every country has this problem. No, I don't think so.
Waking us up at 4 a.m. every morning, and I was in the shelter every day at 4, and I was still calmer, safer, and happier. And as I was in the airport on my way home back to England, I filled in the Jewish agency forms and I said, I'm done. I need to be here. I'm happy here. And I've been in the process. And the process has been actually really nice and easy. You get assigned a supportive person who helps you through the process. The paperwork is lengthy, but you get so much support that I'm now at the sort of very back end of it, where I'm just waiting for the document to come back that says I'm Aliyah and I'm done.
Wow, that's really exciting.
Oh, great. So she is going to move to Israel.
I also often tell people, by the way, that I do feel safer here, coming from London and seeing the anti-Semitism rise everywhere. It's very scary.
I mean, nobody's targeting you because you're Jewish, Like, when you walk down the street, it's not like, I mean, these people have the experience of a white person, Nobody's looking at the color of their skin being like, oh, definitely a Jew.
Would you say you have any fears about coming here, or like the next steps? They say the war is over, but how do you feel about that?
I don't have any fear. I have more reason, sadly, to fear my life here, where I receive very credible death threats and very, very legitimate threats, as opposed to in Israel, where the Israeli government have done the absolute utmost to make sure that we are, as a people, protected, and they've done everything in their power to ensure that the Jewish people within Israel are safe. So they've built adequate shelter, and they've got the Iron Dome, and there's so much in place to protect us.
Very good, Shoshana. We are depositing another 7,000 shekels into your bank account now.
People, whereas here in the UK there is nothing, and the government refuses to take any accountability and do any form of protection. So no, I have no fear whatsoever coming to Israel. I don't.
Well, that just explains it. 1.9k views 12 days ago. Yep. Nobody cares. Keep crying. Have y'all tried crying? Should I leave a comment? Amazing interview. Has she tried crying about it? 1,900 views from 12 days ago. I did. I left it. See?
Think the war is over. I'm not sort of naive enough to assume that it is, especially with what happened today. There was a ceasefire break. I think the war has more or less just begun. I think now is where the hard work sort of kicks in, especially on the advocacy side. But no, I'm not fearful in the slightest. I already feel relief knowing that I'll be there in a few months.
And I guess my last question would be, as an advocate, like, what's your main message? What would you tell other people who also want to get involved and want to, show Israel in the truer light?
Don't give up.
I think the most important thing is...
Don't stay silent. Your voice needs to be counted. Use your privilege, use your right to stand up for the Jewish people.
And what I've been saying from day one is, firstly, own being Jewish. Own being not just Jewish.
I could have called it, man. Didn't I just call it?
And if you're not Jewish and you're a Zionist, own it. Appreciate it and be proud about it, because there is nothing wrong with being Jewish.
There's nothing wrong with being Jewish.
Nothing wrong with being a Zionist. There is nothing wrong with...
Nothing wrong with being a Zionist. Nothing wrong with... Nothing. Nothing wrong.
Supporting Israel. And the more...
Nothing wrong with supporting Israel. So, it's like the mustachioed man in the 40s. There was nothing wrong. How do they not understand that they invite that same rhetoric against them? I guess the mustachioed man and his followers, there was nothing wrong with them, okay? Stand up, be proud to be that word that I can't say.
People who come forward and claim that, the less sort of unacceptable
Why
it
she
becomes.
always look crazy?
And we're all too aware of the silent majority. I think it's time for the silent majority to speak up. There's never been a better...
What? The silent majority? No one is on the side of Israel. No one's on the side of Zionism. Certainly not the majority. The silent majority is the global population, which overwhelmingly condemns Zionism.
Time to look at your Jewish friends and your Jewish community nearby and say they actually really do need our support right now. So I think that's really important. I think anyone that's looking to get into advocacy, start somewhere. Everyone who's advocating now and who's grown platforms, we all started from nothing. I started on October the 7th, 2023 with 0 followers.
Yeah, and you sucked it up so hard. Look at what happened. World public opinion towards Israel tanked. It's now decidedly against Israel. Most Americans under 40 view Israel unfavorably.
And 0 reach. And it took me a very long time to get to where I am today. But it takes commitment and persistence.
She's like, I still have 0 reach, but I have 1,200 followers now. Who is this person? I want to see their page now.
And if you believe and stand behind what you're saying enough, and you have enough fortitude and strength within yourself, you will get there. It's just a matter of time. So commit to it, work at it every day, and the more you commit, the more results you'll see.
A measly 86,000 followers. Her name on Instagram is Jess is a Jew. I can't watch any of it because I'm not signed in. I'm sure she's every bit as bad as that interview that she just gave, so. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to the page to help it grow. And if you'd like to support my work, join my Patreon for exclusive content.